It's been less than 48 hours since we had our most challenging training session of all time. We have a couple of dogs running across the park. They're headed right for us.
Chop had a potty accident. No. We're going to a place where I heard there are 20 rescue homeless puppies.
There's a moose in our backyard. This is reality dog training. Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. I want to start teaching Chop how to spin around in a circle. Yes, good man. And you can see he follows it immediately there, and I'm going to reward by playing a little tug. Okay, come. Good. Yes, good man. I mean, that's simple with him. I'm going to see if I can get 2 spins. Good. Okay, maybe 3. Yes, good. Good boy. Good, get it. And I mean, tricks like this really just come down to playing with your dog and having a good time. If he's that enthusiastic, as you can see, it just makes training so easy. It seems like nothing sparks his interest like a brand new toy. Toys and treats are so valuable when training. That's why I call them currency. Look at that, look how dialed in. Yes, good. So I'd say he's well on his way to learning spin. Great way to start the day too. It gets his brain working, gets his body working. PupBox is different in that it is a very training-centric monthly subscription box. It's a great way to stay motivated and keep getting new ideas for training your dog. They send you items and super detailed training advice each month based on your dog's specific age. And that's really huge for people with growing puppies because they change so fast. Get 50% off your first PupBox when you sign up for a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription at pupbox.com/Zach. Use my special code ZAC. I'm gonna have a link in the description of this video. Bree and I decided to bring Chop out here to the park to give him some general outdoor time in a new place. We're in downtown Anchorage right now. So again, we've sought out an environment like this where we have dogs in the background, but at very big distances, hopefully most of the time, so I can try to get him more acclimated to a place like this. I always start these training sessions with attention. Give me your attention when I ask for it. Here, yes, good man. Good boy. So my thinking here was that I'd come out here on the long lead, give him room to sniff around and to look should he decide that he wants to do that, but not too much. I mean, I want to make sure I keep a good handle on him, but I'm also trying to simulate a relatively off-leash environment when he is complying well. But see, when he perks up like that, I'll shorten the leash, make sure I have a grip on him. So what I'm hoping is we're going to catch him in the right mindset and be able to build some momentum when he does get in the mood to do some training here. And pretty much right away, we have a couple of dogs running across the park. They're headed right for us, and I know Chop will be overexcited by that if I don't create some more distance, so I'm going to move him farther away. Good man. I see those dogs abruptly approaching, so I'm just trying to be a little preemptive here. So that was a good example of trying to prevent a reaction. Just going back 15 feet did a pretty good job there. Well, it looks like we got a round 2 over here. They're coming up a little bit slower, but his eyes are on them. Now I'm gonna let him observe. Now I'm gonna say, hey Chop, let's go, come on. With Chop, I'm always balancing which type of rewards I use with him. Sometimes it's food, sometimes it's play. In this case, it's the environment itself, which can be really reinforcing or rewarding to a dog. As long as Chop stays relatively calm, he keeps getting to do what he wants to do, and what he wants to do is check out everything that's going on around him. And as we learned, we were at the dog park with him, it did help to be low, really focus on keeping his energy low, not getting him amped up, letting him look. It's kind of like when you're a small child and your parent has to get down on your level and explain something to you. Kind of just do your best to walk them through it. You hear the vocalizations right now. Yeah. That's often a sign of anxiety with dogs. So he's feeling a bit anxious.
He just wants to go play with those dogs, I think. He loves dogs,
yeah.
Right?
He would probably rather be over there than here right now. Interesting. He vocalized, but he's leaning. He's not pulling. Not a full-out reaction. Good man. And here we're seeing that trusting, leaning behavior here. He's such a big baby. Look, segue tours, that looks like fun. Good man, what is that? That's crazy. A little bit of time has passed, and now the same dogs are coming by us at a closer distance. Good man. Thank you. Good man. Almost had it there. The sight of that dog chasing that Frisbee was a little too much for Chop, and it's hard to blame him. How many times have you seen me do that in practice? Throw a toy, he's not quite ready for it. Try not to pull it. So I'm going to try to move him a little farther away to help him get his emotions back under control. Good man. He was doing so well there, but you know, that was a tough test. It's been less than 48 hours since we had our most challenging training session of all time outside the dog park. I'll play with you if you want to play. When you can get a dog obsessed with tug, you can open up doors in your training. He wants to play with this. He's just like, how do you do it? And those dogs are still over there. Good. Good man. If I can just get a little bit of tug, I'm gonna let go to let him know you can have it, but yes, just like that. Tug can be a great currency, like food or like fetch. I mean, he had that little spark, the dogs were right there. It's a little something. In other words, I was able to get pretty intense focus, albeit for a fraction of a moment, on me while he seemed to be aware of those dogs that excited him just a moment ago. Chop's fetch has been looking awesome, but there's still one little habit that needs some polishing up. Sometimes he has like a double bite where he goes for it when you try to take it out of his mouth, so I think it'd be a lot better if he just learned how to drop it. He's got his undivided attention right now, by the way. Yes. So, let go. See how he doesn't let go when I ask? I kinda did. The correction for not complying here is limiting where he can go. I'm keeping him on a short leash. I'm not gonna pick that ball up until he actually leaves it alone for a second. Yes. Here, okay, good man. Let go. Yes. See how I was quiet? I waited for him to do it there. Yes. Okay, go. Let go. Leave it. Whispering. It works so well. Yes. You see how I keep giving it back when he complies? It can be counterintuitive, but one of the best ways to reinforce your dog for letting go of a toy is to give it right back to them. I'm trying to teach Chop that the fun is going to continue the second he behaves the way I want him to. I'm not asking him to leave the ball alone for long periods of time during this game. I just want him to be polite while I reach in and pick it up. Just a few minutes ago, Chop was unable to resist that Frisbee that was thrown by a stranger and chased by another dog. Of course, leaving this toy alone without a stranger or other dog around is easier for him, and that's the idea. If Chop is struggling, it's on me to find easier versions of his lessons to help him succeed, and that's exactly how you can help your dog to conquer harder stuff over time. Let go. Yes. While Chop is giving me this much attention, I want to practice some of his general compliance and training. Here. Here. Good man. Come on. Good. Here. Let's go this way. Good. Waiting to see if he's going to... Yes! You saw how he was getting ahead of me, and then he slowed down? I really wanted to acknowledge that one. That was great. Come on, let's go. Get the ball out of sight. Yes! Still rewarding glances that look directly at my eyes rather than looking for the ball. Come on. Good man, yes. Loved how he came when I just said, come on, real casually. Let go. Leave it. Yes. Here, look at me. Good. Good. Come on. Nope. He's getting there, but he really loves this ball from his pup box. My goal here is for Chop to stay near me while we're walking and to keep his attention on me instead of just this ball. Here. Yes. Let's work on back up. Chop, here. How about back up? Let's straighten that out a little bit. Teaching back up is great for all kinds of reasons. In Chop's case, it's a really good idea to show him how to move his body in a variety of different ways since he's approximately the size of an 18-wheeler. Good. Yes, a little bit straighter that time. That is really good, isn't it? I haven't taught him many fun tricks since I've had him. We've been focused on other things, yes. There's a lot of ways to train Shake. I'm gonna hold the treat and see if he maybe paws at it with his paw, at which time I'll release it. See, right now he probably thinks I'm doing something like leave it. Let me put a few salmon treats in there. I'm using Pupford salmon treats today, by the way. Any movement to the paws is what I'm looking for. Yes! Okay, I'll take that, certainly. These are amazing for training because they're real freeze-dried salmon. Just kind of moving the lure around, seeing where he decides to try and pick up that paw and like say, hey, what are you doing with that? Hold that still. Yes, just like that. Puffer makes treats like this and more. And virtually every dog that I've used them on is obsessed with them. I'm gonna have links below where you can check them out. Good man. You don't wanna pick up their foot. That doesn't really teach them to think. They're not really making the connection that way. Yes, good man. Do you see his eyes? Can you see him thinking? Yes. He's like, I mean, you're watching him learn this for the first time right now. I've not worked with him at all on this. Yes. But you remember at the beginning of the lesson, it was like just putting a treat at his nose, hoping he's gonna figure out that one little thing. But dogs use their paws to investigate. Let's go ahead and put a word to it just so we can start planting the seed. Shake. Yes. Stay with distance. Stay. Yes. Yes doesn't mean get up, so here. Stay. He goes from unmanageable to incredible. Yes. Okay. Well, as I'm getting to know him too, you know, our communication is building. That's what happens when you spend a few weeks with a dog. Stay. Leave it. Look at me. Yes. Okay. Good. So, introducing those distractions. I would have really liked to have been able to call him off of that ball away from it, but I also wanted to quit while I was ahead. But maybe I can get that now, I don't know. Here. So we've got people kind of in our vicinity. He's got his attention. Leave it. Stay. Come. Good man. That's right. That's right. Very good. Okay, let's get that ball. Go on. In this case, I'm gonna let him go get that ball because that was a first attempt on that exercise. Being able to call him away from something he likes, that's something we should do. He likes the ball a whole lot, maybe not as much as other dogs, but if we start there, it gives us something to build on. If I could get him playing in the presence of dogs like this, then I'd be on the fast track to resolving this issue, I believe. Because he'd be getting his outlet to play and chase. Yeah, there's the dog. See how he lost interest the second he saw that dog with his eyes. Chop. Come on, let's go this way. Giving him some encouragement. Good man. Back. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. I'll take it. Good boy. I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Come on. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Right now, the fact that he's not returning it well is the least of my concerns because I want to really zoom in on the fact that he's playing with me while there's a dog nearby. Something that, until this point, has pretty much been impossible, at least in public. And while playing is an indication that he's getting that outlet to run after something and satisfy that desire to play with something more acceptable, you're also driving down that anxiety by exercising them. So hopefully, if these dogs happen to make this loop over here, hopefully he'll be refreshed and satisfied enough where he won't feel the need to bark and react to that dog. And this is how over time I try to communicate with a dog like this. I can give you so much fun in your life, but it all starts with here. Yes, okay. Attention is what that was. So he's spotted the dog now. Can I keep him in the game or not? This is a key moment. More than anything else, Chop has struggled to stay focused on me when dogs are close to him. Come on, let's go get it. Let's get it. Good man. If I can keep his attention, this will be a great step in the right direction. Good boy. Hey, come on, let's Chop, here. Where's that ball? Get that ball. You can really see I'm trying to do my best to convince him that fetch is way more interesting than those boring dogs over there. All right, so let's take a step back here. But look, I'm not going to try to force it. If he would rather observe those dogs passing by, as long as he can resist having an outburst, that seems totally fair to me. Try and call him away from the dog. I'm trying to go that way. Chop. Here. Okay, good man. Okay, not right back into the toy, but the point is, I got his attention voluntarily off of yet another dog. Dog at a distance, this one's pretty close. That's gonna be tough for him. See how he perked up, but could go into a sit. Like that, good man, relax, good boy. curious about that dog, aren't you? That's an interesting looking dog. Good man. You're doing great. Boy. It's wonderful, Chop. I think we've made some progress towards his reactivity to dogs so far today. Not perfect, but he seems to be getting a little bit better each day with the occasional setback.
I just wanted to tell you that as I was watching you and filming you, I wasn't sure if you could see it, but from my perspective, his reactions were so much less than yesterday. He would like bark, but he was almost like while barking, kind of holding back like, oh, I just really want to bark. And then sometimes when he barked, he didn't even pull or lunge while he was like screaming. And that's a big difference.
That's why I'm not terribly concerned about his reactivity, because he's just curious and excited. And so that's some of the, it's a little bit easier to deal with. I was really encouraged by his progress. I mean, that's what I wanted to see from him. I wanted to see that he could really focus on a human, albeit for a short period of time. Because I know that once you get those little, when you get your foot in the door there, you can really start to grow that communication into much more sophisticated stuff and have a trained dog in no time. Like, at first the communication is slow to build, but then it asymptotically increases and you're just like talking with your dog. It's incredible. And we have some excitement going on in the yard as soon as we get home. Okay, so here we go. There's a moose next door. I heard him bark it out here. He knows that's not a dog. It's okay, good man, relax. Look at the piloerection, first time I've seen that. This may be his first time seeing a moose. It's okay, relax. It's okay, good man. Relax. He's like, do you see what I see? Do not get us charged by a moose. But see, I mean, this is a good example here. This is something he needs desensitizing around. If I were in the wild and he was off leash and I tried to get him, you know, he could be a little too fixated. So we don't want that. Chop. Hey, come, let's go. Good man, let's go. I know, you guys are the same size. That's good though, pretty normal behavior. I mean, you know, a little alert from the two dogs here, but seeing them be a little normal with such an abnormal animal in the presence, it's kind of cool. Good girl. Good recovery. Just another day. And periodically taking notice. Looks like the moose has finally noticed us. Come on, let's go. All right, we're playing. Basically, I'm trying to get them to avoid fixating on the moose, but noticing it, because I don't want to encourage any reactivity here. So it's kind of a combination of the two. Check out your world, but let's not obsess. Moose is over here. What are they doing? Right now, George is currently getting posted. We're filming Chop and we're casting for the next series, which I think is going to be a puppy, because we haven't done a puppy in a while and a lot of people are getting puppies.
Yeah, and also because we're going to a place where I heard there are 20 rescue homeless puppies needing homes. That's crazy. And so we are going to go see if we can find one of them to hopefully feature for you guys and help find a home. And also, if we're going to a place with 20 puppies, I have to show you.
This is actually a pretty significant test for Chop. We're going to be leaving him alone for several hours because we have to go into the interior of Alaska right now to see these puppies.
He's passed out. So far, so good.
We gave him a lot of time outside the crate. We did a little bit of training and exercise, so yeah, he should be good.
I'm so proud of his house manners. He's coming so far.
Very easy dog to live with these days.
Yeah, he is. I feel like I'm watching him transform before my eyes from a street dog to like a perfect, sweet little house prince.
Rescue dogs just might genuinely be appreciative in a way that maybe other dogs aren't. I don't know, it always feels that way.
It does feel that way.
These puppies are from a number of different litters in remote villages in Alaska, just like the one Chop came from. So we're considering choosing one of these puppies to star in our next series, and since Bree couldn't wait to show you guys this adorable footage, you might as well give us some feedback. Let us know which one caught your eyes in the comments below. Bree and I have got to get some work done, so that's the plan for the rest of the day. But it's not been long enough to get our work done yet, and Bree is already calling me into the living room.
I brought you here to confess.
What's that?
Chop had a potty accident in the house. On my watch. No. He came up to me while we were hanging out and he barked at me once, very purposefully. So the producer in me came out instead of, I guess, the dog mom in me. And I was like, let me film this and see if he does a second demand bark so I can show these guys what he's been doing. And then he just walked over and peed because he was trying to tell me that he had to pee.
So he's had a handful of potty accidents in the house, but overall he's definitely trending to being much more reliable. I would be surprised if he had another potty accident while he's with us, because he's been spending hours and hours outside of that crate in the living room with us. On another note though, his lesson at the park today was incredible. I mean, it wasn't perfect at all, but it ended so well. We had so many really good moments during that lesson where I felt like that was the tipping point. Now we're finally starting to really get through when it counts, when he's distracted by other dogs and things like that. So I'm just very optimistic about that. Optimism is great and all, but if all of our work leading up to this point is going to matter at all, I have to make sure to capitalize on this training momentum over Chop's last few days with me. In that moment, every bit of training I had done with him was meaningless. This is reality dog training. Get 50% off your first pup box when you use discount code ZACH and sign up for a 3, 6, or 12-month plan at pupbox.com/ZACH. Check out my totally free digital dog training course and all of the awesome training treats, chews, and rewards from Pupford. I'll have special links for everything in the description. If you're enjoying these episodes, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for daily updates and get a copy of both of my books too. We'll see you next time.